Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the live finals of the Oratorical competition, an event which is part of the celebration of the 45th founding anniversary of Olivarez College, with the theme OC at 45, Academic Resilience Amidst the Pandemic Experience. Distance is never a hindrance for us to come together in this celebration. We now have the technology and resources to celebrate as one in the comfort of our homes. We are indeed resilient in these trying times. Before we start, let me first read the guidelines of the competition. The chosen finalists underwent an elimination in which pre-recorded videos and their written speeches were evaluated by two teachers from each department. The students with the highest scores made it to the finals. We have 5 finalists from IBED and 5 finalists as well from DPRO. The speech of the finalists must revolve around the theme of this year's celebration. Yesterday, the finalists submitted their final written speech via Google Drive to our evaluators for plagiarism checking and grading. Their scores on this will be added to their score on their performance later. Finalists are to wear formal attire. No special props, costumes, or clothing are permitted. If a finalist doesn't have a formal attire available at home, he or she is allowed to wear his or her respective uniform. 3 to 4 minutes is allotted for each speech. A speech may not be less than 3 minutes or more than 4 minutes. Participants who fail to meet the parameters will be penalized 1 point for each 2-second time block under or over the allocated time. Once the participant utters his or her first word, the timer will also begin. A working committee will be the official timer. Once the participant has finished, his or her official time will be set for reference of our evaluators. Number 6, competitors may use notes. The rubric used during the elimination round will be the same rubric for the final round. Finalists are required to open their cameras once it's their turn to present. All contestants are advised to check their internet connection so they won't have any problems once the competition has started. If a participant goes offline unexpectedly, the next participant will be called to present. If this participant is able to go back before 30 minutes has elapsed, he or she will be given another chance to deliver his or her speech. However, if a participant goes offline for more than 30 minutes, it will result to disqualification. While a finalist is delivering his or her speech, other members of the competition are to keep their microphones on mute and their cameras turned off. The teacher officials have conducted a roulette to determine the order by which the contestants are to present. 2 teachers from IBED and 2 teachers from DPRO will be the evaluators today. These teachers are different from those who evaluated the contestants during the elimination round. The final score will be the average of their scores from all 4 judges. The decision of the judges is final and irrevocable. Awards given are first place, second place, third place, and best oratorical speech for the written speech. Those are the guidelines that we need to follow for the final round of this competition. Let me also read the criteria for judging. For the oral presentation, each participant will be rated based on the following criteria, in which 4 is the highest and 1 is the lowest. The rubric includes opening, conclusion, focus or theme, subject knowledge, logical appeal, emotional appeal, volume, clarity, expression and timing, complete thoughts, language, and memorization. For the written speech, they will be rated based on the following criteria: thesis statement, opening, conclusion, sequencing, language, grammar, and usage. Now that we have heard the mechanics and the criteria for judging, let me introduce to you the members of the Board of Judges who will help us ensure the selection of the most deserved speakers. We have Miss Emily B. Franco and Miss Maria Teresa V. Vicente from IBED. We also have Miss Mary Jelsi Ankla and Miss Mary Grace P. Mendoza from DPRO. Thank you, judges, for joining us today despite your busy schedules. If everyone is ready, let the competition begin. Contestants, kindly click the raise hand button if you're ready. Without further ado, let's all welcome contestant number 1, Laika Faye L. Barbuena from grade 12, Priscilla. Are you ready, contestant number 1?
Yes, miss.
You may begin. Wait for a while, Miss Laika. Let's wait for the timer before you start. Okay, go ahead, Miss Laika Faye.
To Orator's teachers and to all loud and proud fellow Olivarians, good afternoon. Dolly Parton once said, storms make trees take deeper roots. Just like trees that can withstand the storms, we humans become strong, resilient, and confident of our strengths as we face the storms of our lives. In times of adversities, Filipino resilience often takes center stage. At most times, we Filipinos embrace this concept and battling hardships in life. And this allows us to rise from the devastation of the storm that hit us. The COVID 19 pandemic has induced global disruption, leaving us with uncertainty. This crisis has fundamentally changed our way of living. However, it strengthened our spirit of resiliency. The prolonged lockdown made us realize that life must go on, that no matter what challenges life throws at us, we will still choose to face those. With our current situation, the education of the Filipino youth has been hugely affected. As we shift to online learning, we cannot deny that we fight it hard to adapt to the changes. The struggle is evident. It was indeed challenging for all of us, but the learners, teachers, and the institution are way closer to the success of facing our reality and surviving this situation. I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation as Olivarez College remains steadfast in its commitment to educate our mind, body, and soul. The teaching staff has labored long hours to ensure that distance learning could be delivered and achieved, and feasible options are offered to every student in this new learning scheme. Despite the difficulties, we were able to pursue and envision our goals. The resiliency, commitment, and effort to enhance the education system during these challenging times have paid off. And now, amidst the pandemic, we celebrate 45 years of excellence and stability. True Olivarian spirit, we were able to thrive and endure this pandemic experience. And I must say, let us inspire one another to pursue excellence with persistence and determination. Be resilient, stay focused on your purpose, and believe in your capabilities. Keep going, keep soaring. Happy 45th founding anniversary. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 1. Let's proceed to contestant number 2, Camille D. Cosme from grade 11, Ezekiel. Are you ready, contestant number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
You may start.
Friends, teachers, and fellow Olivarians. I would like to start this speech with a short realization. If we were to look back in January 30, 2020, when the first case of COVID-19 were detected in our country, we thought that it would not affect the nation as a whole. But as the day passed by, the number of COVID-19 cases grew drastically, from hundreds to thousands, up until now, which has the total of more than 500,000. Now, you may be asking, why am I telling you this? And the reason why I am conversing you about this is because I wanted you to ask yourself some what ifs. Ask yourself, what if I easily give up? What if I did not continue pursuing my goals? And what if I fail to embrace resiliency and let this pandemic take over everything? We've been battling against this COVID-19 pandemic for more than 1 year. It had brought immense number of changes and challenges, not just in our lives, but also in the different sectors of our society. Aside from the burden that this pandemic had caused in the Philippine economy, are the radical change it generates to the field of education. Now, the reopening of classes despite the pandemic was not easy. It turns out to be a top challenge for those students whose family faced a financial crisis, for those students who cannot afford this new learning setup, and for those students who lacks the ability to adjust well in this new normal education. But instead of skipping this school year because of the pandemic, we chose to continue and bounce back despite the situation we are in because we believe that we are stronger than this adversity. We know how to rise up even in the most challenging situations. And most importantly, we embrace resiliency in order to achieve excellence. This is our first full year of attaining knowledge amidst the pandemic. Adjusting in this new learning setup is not easy, but what's important is that we were able to stand still and recover from all the difficulties that we have been through. Before ending this speech, I would like to extend my utmost gratitude to Olivarez College, who never fails to deliver quality education even with the presence of this COVID-19 pandemic. I am extremely grateful to be a part of a school whose mission is to educate the mind, body, and soul of many Olivarians. A school who were able to adjust and construct different learning styles that is applicable to the situation of its learner. This pandemic truly tested our capacity, resources, and strength. But aside from the burden that it brings, are the lessons it induces to each of us. So, to everyone who's listening and watching right now, this is not the time to lose hope. This is the time to show how resilient Filipinos are and how we use this resiliency in order to build an excellent future. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Camille Cosme and happy 45th founding anniversary, Olivarez College. Thank you po.
Thank you, contestant number two. Let's move on to contestant number three, Krisha Marie A. de Guzman from grade 11 Patience. Are you ready, contestant number three?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, contestant number three.
A pleasant day to all and happy 45th Foundation Day to our beloved school, Olivarez College. I would just like to ask you one question. Do you believe in a silver lining? Maybe some of you would say that this is just a comfort thing to mask a negative situation. Well, no one can blame you. This concept is just too good to be true, right? But what if a silver lining is always there? but only obscured by clouds of negativity. One example that comes to my mind when talking about a concealed silver lining is the distance learning of all students and teachers in the Philippines due to the pandemic. We cannot deny that majority of students experience difficulty in this type of learning. In fact, a survey conducted by Veritas in 2020 shows that 34% of students are exhausted, 30% are anxious, and 10% are frustrated. Upon basing on the survey, it is indeed difficult to find the silver lining in this situation. Yet, if we tend to observe, a silver lining is always there, but not in the way we think of. This pandemic made schools and students experience a tough situation, yet forced us to show how resilient we are in striving for excellence. No matter how bumpy the roads we embark, this experience showed us how we manage to learn and cope up well in our studies. Little things such as waking up for an online meeting, self studying for quizzes, and participating in school events already reflect how adapted we are to aim for excellence. As for schools, they never fail to cater to the students' needs. Despite these new experiences, faculty members manage to deliver an effective learning to their students. And I believe that effectiveness is excellence. So, do you already believe in the beauty of a silver lining? Its beauty does not necessarily embody the line, too good to be true. Sometimes, a silver lining is just subtle. It is always there, but we just have to learn to appreciate every little thing in our life. We just have to think big to make these little things work. Just like how the resilience for excellence among schools and students become a silver lining despite this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 3. Let's give it up for contestant number 4, Roland P. De La Rosa from grade 11 Judges. Are you ready, contestant number 4?
Opo.
You may start.
Good day. I am Roland Ross of 11 Judges. Albert Einstein said, once you stop learning, you start dying. From public space to personal space, from physical to virtual, pandemic deeply impacted various aspects from our family, social life, and even to our education. It led education to a tremendous change, an invention of the new normal education, which prompted uncertainties on us. However, with our strong desire for learning, we chose to rise above those uncertainties. We chose to be resilient for excellence in the face of adversity while incorporating the ability to adapt, dedicate, and redesign ourselves. August 24th, 2020, Olivarez battle started. Unlearning what we have always known and adopting to the new education system was a phenomenon that learners, educators, and educational sectors have been facing. However, with our dedication for excellence, we learn to thrive in the new normal. Virtual School Academy suggested that the most important trait that online learning students need to have is dedication. In line with this, whether you're a modular learner, online learner, and the like, we are all facing our own challenges in this new learning process. Thus, dedication is an essential characteristic for all of us as resilient individuals to withstand this adversity. Despite facing numerous challenges, with our dedication, we are still fighting and choosing to keep on learning, which made us come this far. 6 months. We're fighting for more than 6 months. Who would have thought our resilience for excellence amidst the pandemic could come this far? According to a study conducted by Berger and Rappen, indeed, there are numerous lessons we could gain from this pandemic that could be used to enrich our work and personal lives. Thus, instead of perceiving new normal education as a hindrance, We rather utilize it to be an opportunity for growth and positive changes. We may not control the situation, but we learn to control ourselves, our thoughts, actions, and choices. Hence, in this new education system, we are redesigning ourselves and emerging to a stronger and more resilient individuals. Choosing resilience for excellence amidst the pandemic was not a misstep. It just proved that our resilience for excellence could go further and withstand even the most arduous challenges brought by this pandemic. Remember, adopting requires dedication, and in every process of adopting comes the process of redesigning ourselves. We shall continue learning while strengthening our dedication and continuing adopting and redesigning ourselves. Therefore, in the day that everything goes back to what it is, we're already a stronger and more resilient individuals. We will all look back to these trying times of learning and say, I did it. My resiliency overcome it. Hence, I can endure whatever future challenges and learning. Lastly, there's no certainty of when would this adversity will come to its end. But if there's one thing I know for certain, it is that we will never stop aiming for excellence no matter the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 4. The floor is yours, contestant number 5, Audrey G. Veranga from Grade 12 Commitment. Are you ready, contestant number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
You may begin.
If I were asked, what is the worst year? Oh, I bet we all have the same answer in our minds. It's 2020, and still we are going through a rough time. In the wake of COVID-19, people's way of living has changed erratically as new normalcy has been established. We underwent lots of interruptions, disruptions, and changes in our lives. But here we are, celebrating the 45th foundation of Olivarez College amidst the pandemic. As everyone knows, we experienced many changes, but the very fact that we are moving forward at one time, aiming at the total development in knowledge and skills, are just so amazing. It only proves that Olivarians are resilient enough to adapt and convalesce when things don't go as planned. And I would like to believe that behind this preeminent resiliency that resides within us are commitment, connection, and solidarity. The foundation of resiliency in the face of this adversity is having the ability to commit, connect, and take action. Our commitment, connection, and solidarity are sort of strong connections that keeps us build relationships with people because we got something in common. The relationships that we inbuilt within ourselves, friends, classmates, and teachers, counting the very four corners of the classroom, has made it happen. What can be more beautiful than knowing the fact that we are not alone in this pandemic experience, right? That actually somebody out there knows and understands the faces hearing right now. And that is why these three foundations of resiliency have a vital role during these circumstances. Why? Well, because they enable us to connect to people and reach them by means of delivering explicit, accurate, and accessible information for everyone, and of course, sending help to our fellow Olivarians. And I must say that this simple guiding hand has deepened every moment, inspired us, and built something in common among us to overcome this pandemic as one. And by being together, we found a place for ourselves. It's a place that has a broader context that we badly need during this time of fear and trepidation. It's a constructive place that highlights development and opportunities while building relationships with people that can make a difference in us. And guess what? This is called a school. Ladies and gentlemen, way back in 1976, Olivarez College was established, and for 45 years, the institution has provided every learner sufficient knowledge, competencies, and expertise, turning us into capable, productive, and good citizens of our country. Hitherto, our beloved school is continuously aiming for excellence despite this pandemic. To sum it up, I feel that commitment, Connection and solidarity are what make us together. And by being together, we are resilient. Because by being together, we can do anything, we can overcome everything. Resiliency is the pedestal of this generation, an impetus of an enduring institution, and a lifeline to call for help and to extend a hand to those who need a hand to carry on. A pleasant day to all. I am Oliver, a one proud Olivarian.
Thank you, contestant number 5. We're done with the 5 contestants and 5 more to go. Let's now hear the piece of contestant number 6, Athena Zoe A. Andres from grade 11 Piety. Are you ready, contestant number 6?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Let me start this by sharing with you my favorite line from our school hymn. Our light, our guide, and our hope, Olivarez College. For years, Olivarez College has been an institution that provided us quality education. They have been achieving excellence throughout the regime. The school is filled with educated and dependable staff that caters to learning and growth among its students and care workers. The school promotes diversity and discipline among its students. Studying here showed me how honored I was to be called an Olivarian. When the pandemic hit, we were all anxious. Jobs were lost, establishments closed, factories ceased production, and the worst, education came to a halt. We never thought that this global pandemic would cause our daily lives to be modified and be filled with restrictions. I even thought that school was slowly becoming a distant idea, that learning would be impossible remotely. Then Olivars announced that they would be offering online schooling. I was excited but hesitant at the same time because I strongly believe that I best learned inside the classroom alongside my peers. I considered a lot of factors before enrolling. This included the fact that we would not be physically seeing each other and would solely rely on our laptop screens, and internet connections scared me and made me doubt myself if I could learn through them. Eventually, I made myself think that the potential risk could also become a possibility of hope. Olivares did not disappoint us in giving the exact same quality of education. They remained as an institution that provided excellence through their work and staff. They proved that no matter what the situation is, education and learning will find a way. I felt ecstatic but fearful during the first few online meetings. Everyone was trying to get a hang of it. Internet connections were unstable, audios were choppy, and webcams weren't working properly. But amidst this, the staff and teachers remained professional and handled the circumstances well. They truly showed the virtues of an Olivarian. Learning is a never-ending process, and I am more than grateful that I was given a chance to continue learning through this amazing institution that shows a strong sense of resilience during these hard times. A great school makes great students. As an Olivarian, I will make sure that I'm a worthy and responsible citizen of this country. I will take pride in my work and interactions. Everything that I have learned from the school, may it be achievements or failures, will help me become the best version of myself in the near future. Olivares proved that if there's a will, there's a way. This school will continue to strive for the betterment of its students as they embark on a new journey of disseminating knowledge. I believe and give my full trust in this institution, our light, our guide, and our hope, Olivarez College.
Thank you, contestant number 6. May I call on contestant number 7, Queenie Rose M. Santiago from grade 11 Piety. Are you ready, contestant number 7?
Yes, ma'am.
You may begin.
I completely bring memories. How glad Classes got suspended after the first reported case of COVID-19 back in January 2020. The roars of triumph and gratitude of my classmates have persistently remained clear in my memory. But who would have thought that those cheers of jubilant will turn into cries of utter weakness? As one after another unfortunate event emerged in our country, I was suddenly brought into the depths of despair. I asked myself, can we Filipinos endure the adversity that we are currently facing? And not the speed of light. It was as if someone took a microphone and shouted the very loud and powerful yes. I have never been so proud and amazed until I saw how Filipinos gradually got back on the right track. Students were desperately screaming for the implementation of academic freeze before, are now passionately fighting the difficulties of an online class. Filipinos who were part of 420,000 workers who lost their jobs are now fearlessly entering a new working environment as an online seller. And last but not least, confirmed COVID patients who once yielded to hopelessness are now more confident to share their journey of recovery through social media platforms. This only proves that amidst the negativity and mental burdens, we, as Filipinos, will continue to show resiliency in the face of difficulties. The COVID-19 pandemic has helped us to recapture the pride and trademark that we were known for. A total of 12,516 Filipinos died due to this tragic health crisis. A lot of people lost a mother, a father, a sibling, a wife, a husband, but we never failed to show how much strength we carry deep inside our hearts. As this experience tested our solidity, we proved how unbreakable, unyielding, and unwavering our human spirit is. It is not the circumstances that will define our future. It is our attitude, the way we stubbornly believe that we can survive after an intense battle with life will lead us to the entirety of our journeys. No matter how difficult the situation is, giving up was never and will never be an option for us. We only know how to find the silver lining in every situation. And if there are any moments when we felt like everything's falling apart, we know how to build the most beautiful mosaic from those broken pieces of wreckage. Now, no one knows when this pandemic will end, but one thing is for sure. Someday, we'll look back on this moment with the lessons we learned, the struggles we faced, and we will be reminded of the resiliency we showed. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 7. It's your turn, contestant number 8, Nanita Faye C. Chua from grade 11 Perseverance. Are you ready, contestant number 8?
Yes po, ma'am.
You may start.
Ma'am, kita po ba?
Yes, we can see you.
Good morning to respected teachers and to my fellow students at Olivarez College. I would like to start my speech with a brief imagination. Imagine a scenario that in this city, roads are unclear. If I told you that, would you believe it? Imagine a scenario where schools shut down and the organization here. If I disclose that to you, would you trust me? Our reality flips around, constraining us to alter our way of living. compelling us to act naturally and center around our well-being for the fact that we had no place to be. A period of interaction in the existence of our country, a disturbance that has carried distress to some monetary trouble, the numerous and enormous changes to the everyday lives of all. This COVID-19 has brought upon the world big challenges. Our lives have been changed. Thousands of people around have died. This COVID-19 disrupted our daily routines, has forced us to physically isolate ourselves from loved ones, and confined us within our homes. A few groups may wind up in endurance mode, gathering data and resources necessary at school, work, personal, and in our association with others. Unfortunately, we are living in a new normal where everything gets hard. It's hard to set norms amid pandemic. Before this all started, we had cut-off times, and they were either met or they weren't. At the point when the pandemic started, for some secondary teachers and school educators, adhering to cut-off times was as yet an immovable principle. Yet, different instructors offered some tolerance to understudy, realizing everybody was struggling. This framework functioned admirably to those understudies who felt unmotivated because of coronavirus. To those individuals who are completing fundamental jobs, who magnanimously proceed with their everyday obligations outside their home. Consistently minutes and hours of their hard work carry us more like it's getting back to ordinary occasions. There were numerous individuals who simply decide to remain at home, to ensure and help the vulnerable families they have, and to keep away from the spread of the infection. Around the globe, we as a whole know some inspiring accounts of individuals together to help other people by conveying food bundles and medication. We can unmistakably see that we are working together in solidarity to stop this virus and its shattering consequences. Everyone, regardless of their age, occupation, and social foundation, is seeing and managing the pandemic in their own particular manner. In the midst of a pandemic, we may have to take a new role, adjust to different timetables and consistent lives, and find better ways to deal with tackle issues as they arise. Remember that we will all step out again from the haziness into the light toward the end that we've experienced, where we only see this difficulty as freedom to extend our ability and critical thinking capacity. In this situation, we show fortitude, understanding, sympathy, and resilience, for we, Filipinos, are the most valuable asset of our country, which is the Philippines, which largely depends on us. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 8. It's your time to shine, contestant number 9, Macnil H. Ammon from grade 12, Lydia. Are you ready, contestant number 9?
Yes po.
Go ahead, contestant number 9.
A pleasant day to all of you. It is an honor to deliver a speech to everyone in line with the theme Resilience for Excellence amidst the pandemic experience. A wonderful quote by Brian Tracy states that every experience in your life is being orchestrated to teach you something you need to do to move forward. Looking back a few years ago, Filipinos have experienced numerous and vast range of massive gut-wrenching catastrophes, whether it may be in the form of floods, typhoons, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the like. These particular events serve as a traumatic experience to everyone to the extent that it affects their emotional, mental, or even psychological stability. Concurrently, a few days from now mark the day and year of experiencing provisional lockdown in the whole country of the Philippines. And in that span of time, everything has changed. It changed the way we meet and express our love and care to other people, our own work, our businesses, our education, every aspect, angle, or perspective of the way we see life. Even though it may seem that the situation of our life to be repetitive nowadays, where we have to wake up early in the morning, attend our school or work, do a lot of kinds of stuff afterward, and then finally go to sleep. The cycle goes on and on. Thus, it's a never-ending process. Despite that, there's one self-driven factor that is dominant, nature and impact of how we and other people see ourselves as Filipinos, and that is having resiliency at all times. Consequently, resilience is not always about having the preparedness in every possible circumstance that we may possibly experience in our life. For it is also about how we adapt to the adversity of the occurrence and have progress to strive to the new normal. It is not all about maintaining yourself in a calming storm until everything is returned back to normal. It is much more complex than that. In contrast, it is about having the wise response or action, and most importantly, the acceptance that we have to further endeavor no matter if the situation will go back to what it is or not. We should allow ourselves to conform to the changes, to see the broken system, and with those single cracks, we may be able to become a resilient and stronger person that we did not expect us to be. And for me, this is the way to try for excellence. Undeniably, adversity does not discriminate. Take a look around and see that we are the living proof that all of us suffered from our own obstacles in life. Resilience is what everyone is searching for, most especially amid this pandemic. However, the superficial reality is that resiliency is within ourselves, but we are not yet able to discover and learn it not because we are afraid of how big the goals for us to reach them or even the situation we are facing. Instead, we fear of no other than the first step. The first step is the most gruesome part, but after the second or third step, we all realize that we are capable and have the ability to venture excellence. Excellence is not merely about the countless golden medals, the pulse certificates or awards, and the like. Trying to make the best out of what may seem the worst is excellence. We have to carefully select our attention to clearly appraise every situation and typically manage to anchor our focus on the things we can change and somehow acknowledge the things we cannot. It is crucial to take into account that with resilience, there comes already excellence. At the end of the tunnel, there will be a light of hope, and that light for me is how I love the fact that everyone is building their own way and approach to be resilient. For indeed, we are not born with it. At times like this, we guarded enough time to have a valuable opportunity to explore ourselves and test our limitations and capabilities as an individual to embody our mantra, educating the mind, body, and soul. Summing up at the end of the day, whether you are a student, a teacher, and the like, if you may ever feel tired of waking up early in the morning, attending your 7 a.m. class, or even doing homework and kinds of stuff, I have one suggestion for you. Look at yourself in the mirror and say these words. I have come this far. There is nothing that will stop me. There is no choice but to move forward, even if I have the same decisions every day. I am excellent enough since the moment I have decided to get up and end my day with a smile. I am doing this for I have reasons, and I do have a purpose. Most certainly, I am resilient. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you, contestant number 9. And last but not the least, let's welcome contestant number 10, Radel and Tila Basan from grade 12, Salome. Are you ready, contestant number 10?
Yes, me.
You may start.
Fall down seven, stand up. Relevant for us as we've conquered different catastrophes, trials, and conundrums from the past. And now, this pandemic ruined a lot in our lives. This pandemic tested our faith, strength, and bravery, and causes a huge impact in humanity. It affects the economy, the world, and the globalization disrupts the movement of nations. It is also an unprecedented trial for all facets of our society. Thus, it causes a great impact on education. The sudden hiatus of education causes a jolt to every student, teachers, and educational institution. But in Olivarez College, it never became a hindrance in educating the mind, body, and soul, but it strengthens the bond and the heart of the Olivarians. As a Filipino youth, resiliency runs from our blood as we rise and fight against the conflict. Despite all of these new struggles, we managed to open up ourselves in this pandemic experience
while we utilize it in unveiling our excellence with the guidance of our beloved alma mater. The readiness is evident as the new normal setup of education dawns. Various learning modes are offered, considering the capability, status, and convenience for students. The education amidst a pandemic is yet lighter and more convenient for students. Distance is no longer felt. With the help of our determined teachers, our focus is educating all of us, all Ivorians, bringing the light in dark days by conducting different
Excuse me,
activities
Miss
that
Rodel
showcase
and Labasan.
excellence and
I think
talent.
your connection is
Excellence is
not
the
good.
reason why we, chosen students, are on the center stage, even in the comfort of our home, in presenting our speech in this oratorical competition. We also take our part in different competitions, such as poster making contest, festival dance contest, Mobile Legends
Wala na.
experience of education amidst of the COVID-19 pandemic. As a part of Olivarez College, I will bring
Good afternoon. Let's wait for the others, or let's wait for Miss Rodel and Labasan, for she will repeat her speech later. Thank you. We will wait for Radel Labasan. However, if she doesn't come back after 30 minutes, she will be disqualified from the competition. Again, let's welcome contestant number 10, Radel and Tilabasan from grade 12, Salome. Are you ready, contestant number 10?
Yes, miss.
You may start.
It's much clearer. Fall down 7, stand at 8. It is very relevant for us as we've grown from the past a lot in our lives. This and causes a huge impact in humanity. It is also an unprecedented trial for all facets of our society. Thus, it causes a great impact in education. The sudden hiatus of education causes a jolt to every student, teachers, and educational institution. But in Olivarez College, it never became a hindrance in educating the mind, body, and soul, but instead it strengthens the bond and the heart of the Olivarians. As a Filipino youth, resiliency runs from our blood as we rise and fight against the conquest. Despite all of these new struggles, we managed to cope and adopt ourselves in this pandemic experience, while we utilize it in unveiling our excellence with the guidance of our beloved alma mater. The readiness is evident as the new normal setup of education gone. Olivarez College never ceased to manifest competency and excellence in these such crucial times. Various learning modes are offered, considering the capability, status, and convenience of students. The education amidst of pandemic is yield lighter and more convenient for students. The distance is no longer felt with the help of our determined teachers who are focused in educating all of us Olivarians, bringing the light in these dark days by conducting different activities that showcase excellence and talent. Excellence is the reason why we, chosen students, are owning the center stage, even in the comfort of our home, in presenting our speech in this oratorical competition. We also take our part in different competitions such as poster making contest, festival dance contest, Mobile Legends tournament, and such, where it gives us all a very memorable experience of education amidst a pandemic. As a part of Olivarez College, I will bring the seed that the school had planted in me and proudly make sure to let it grow as I go further in life. I will let this experience live in me as I utilize it for my future endeavors. Defying the repercussions of this dilemma, Olivarez College never failed and still serves as our guide, our light, and our hope, and the hand that trains and molds us even in the midst of pandemic. To be competent in wherever we want to be, this the mandate of the school to me and to every Olivarians across the metropolitan. Olivarez College is turning our nightmares into a beautiful dream. It gives us hope and urges us to chase our dreams and make us believe that this pandemic is not a hindrance for us to continue to fight this battle. Olivarez College on its 45th year really proves the never-ending pursuit of excellence amidst of the COVID-19 pandemic. So let us all rise up from this downfall as we shout our honor as a one proud Olivarian. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 10. Congratulations to all our finalists for successfully delivering your speeches. At this moment, may I request the judges and tabulators to kindly finalize the scores. Let's give them a few minutes. While we are waiting for the results, we would like to thank our evaluators during the elimination round, Ms. Maria Jessa D. Luceriano and Ms. Ivy A. Avis from IBET, and Mr. Dallin C. Aquino and Mr. Pat A. Yalong from DPRO. Thank you again to our judges for today, Ms. Emily B. Franco and Ms. Maria Teresa V. Vicente from IBET. We also have Ms. Marigel T. Ancla and Ms. Mary Grace P. Mendoza from DPRO. We also want to thank all the students who joined the competition. We know it wasn't easy because of the circumstances, but you were all epitomes of showing academic resilience amidst the pandemic. At this juncture, let us ask our judges about their thoughts on today's competition and the talent that our finalists have shown. What would you like to say, Miss Emily B. Franco? Miss Emily?
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Everyone, participants, and my co-judges, and also the committee of this event. I just want to say that for the participants, you did a great job today. Congratulations. That's all.
Thank you, Miss Emily. How about you, Miss Maria Teresa V. Vicente?
Hi, hello, good afternoon po to our teachers, to our dear participants. Okay, so congratulations to everyone. Just like with what Mom Franco said, everyone did well today, especially in their presentation. So thank you so much po.
Thank you, Miss Maria Teresa. Next judge, Miss Marigel C. Ancla.
Good afternoon, dear teachers and students. So, I would like to commend all of the participants for exerting their best and their effort for the oratorical speech event. So, everyone is a winner for just doing their best for this event. So, congratulations, everyone in advance. Thank you po.
Thank you, Miss Marigel. And last, Miss Mary Grace P. Mendoza.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, teachers and participants. First of all, I just want to thank our beloved teachers who organized this event for having me here. It's a great honor. So, to our dear participants, we know that you have prepared so much for this, and we have seen all your effort, passion, and skills as you performed your piece. And each of you did a great performance. So, good job, everyone. And can you please turn on your camera just for a while and give yourselves a round of applause? Okay, so good job, everyone. So soar higher and congratulations, students.
Thank you, Miss Mary Grace. Thank you, judges, for your good comments and nice feedbacks. Let's also ask our contestants, what have you learned from this competition? And do you have a message to all Olivarians who are watching right now? You may click the raise hand button if you want to say something. May I ask contestant number one?
Yes, well, good day po everyone. So what I have learned is that the keep going in everything that we do, and we should have faith and the courage to achieve or attain our goals in life. And my message to my fellow participants is that we all did a great job, and I want to congratulate all of you and all of our teachers who are assigned in doing or making this activity successful one. So thank you po.
Thank you, contestant number one. How about contestant number two?
Good afternoon po. What I have learned in this competition is that we can still showcase our talent despite the distance learning. And my message to all my co-participants and to all the contestants of this competition is that we all did well today, and congratulations in advance.
Thank you, contestant number two. Next, contestant number three.
What I learned during this competition is that despite this pandemic, I'm happy we were able to push through with this competition. And I'm proud of everyone, including our moderators and the participants. I'm happy that we were able to do this and be confident. And that's all. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you, contestant number three. May we hear contestant number four? Contestant number four, what is your message to your fellow Olivarians who are watching right now? We'll go back to you later. Let's proceed to contestant number five.
As for me, I just want to congratulate everyone as we all did their best. And I'm just happy that we can push this competition despite the pandemic. So, yeah, congratulate everyone.
Thank you, contestant number five. How about contestant number six?
This competition made me realize that nothing is impossible as long as we believe in ourselves and we do our best. Congratulations to all.
Thank you. Next, contestant number seven.
I believe that this competition gave us an opportunity to reach out to the Olivarians, to the schools, teachers, and students as well. I would like to congratulate everyone for doing a great job. I learned a lot from them, and I really have a lot of realizations after this competition. So thank you.
Thank you, contestant number seven. What about contestant number eight?
Okay, so through this competition, I acquired better comprehension on how to manage conclusions and thoughts with other participants, and then I figured out how to team up with broadly constructing characters and figured out how to oversee subjectivity in their lives. And what's more is that I figured out how to more readily check and assess chances. And okay, and congratulations to my fellow students also.
Thank you. Next, contestant number 9.
Hi, good day. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of the co-participants and also to the beloved teachers and committees in regards with this competition. Then what I have learned in this competition is that this pandemic is not a hindrance to achieve excellence, to achieve everything. And also, it really showcases our own capabilities as an individual or as an Olivarian to achieve excellence amidst the pandemic experience. And I want to embark on everyone's minds that we are all excellent because we are all resilient. Thank you.
Thank you. And last, contestant number 10.
I would just like to say that I'm happy because despite of this pandemic, we managed to cope and adapt ourselves, and we also showcase our excellence and resiliency. And what I've learned from this competition is that yes, we face a lot of struggles, but we can manage to deliver our excellence in many ways. Thank you. Congratulations to all of us, all the Variants.
Thank you, participants, for competing in this contest. You all did an amazing job, and with that, you all deserve to win. Let's wait for a while for the results. I think we are now ready to announce our winners. Certificates are to be sent via email, so please wait for it later. Let's first have our special award. The participants' written speeches were graded and evaluated by our judges yesterday, and the highest score will receive the Best Oration Piece Award. The Best Oration Piece Award goes to contestant number 7, Santiago Queenie Rose M. from grade 11 Piety. Congratulations. For the third place, with an average of 58.25, goes to contestant number 6, Andres Athena Zoe A. from grade 11 Piety. Congratulations. For the second place, with an average of 58.75, goes to contestant number 10, Labasan Radel Ann T. from grade 12, Salome. And for the first place, with an average of 59.75, goes to contestant number 3, the Guzman Krisha Maria A. from grade 11 Patients. Congratulations to our winners. Before we formally end this competition, we would like to call Mr. Jerome A. Castle, DPRO Assistant Principal for Grade 11 and one of the working committees of this event, for the closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Miss Agbayani. First, I'd like to say good afternoon once again to the teachers, to the students, as well as to our participants for this oratorical competition. I'd like also to extend my gratitude to the following people. Miss Martina Manalang, thank you so much for accepting the challenge. Thank you for helping me. This really became possible because of the initiative of Miss Martina Manalang. I'd like also to say thank you to Ma'am Agbayani for hosting our competition this afternoon, to Mr. Yumang, to Mr. Doctor, our judges, to our evaluators, and to the rest of the people who really made this oratorical competition possible. To tell you honestly, it's quite surreal on our part to witness the success of the oratorical competition in this very rare and unusual platform. To tell you honestly, this is quite a struggle, not only on our end, but also to our participants, because this is really new in this kind of setting. But the good thing is we made it possible because everybody is really willing to help one another, and all for the sake of our students, we were able to conduct this spearheading program. I hope through our little way,